Welcome to Free Coding Academy's videos on Python. This is part 3, using objects. So first up, we have something called escape sequences. So an escape sequence is used for special characters inside strings using a backslash. So first, we have an escape sequence for a new line, and that's going to be a backslash and then n. Next, we have one for tab, so that's going to be a backslash and then a t. Next, we have one for single quotes, and that's going to be a backslash and then a single quote. Next, we have one for double quotes, that's going to be a backslash and then a double quote. Finally, we have one for a backslash itself, so that's going to be 2 backslashes. Next up, we have formatted strings, also called f-strings. So a formatted string literal begins with a lowercase f or a capital F, and it replaces what is inside the curly braces with the replacements indicated. So here is an example. If you have month is equal to January and day is equal to 1, and you type in print and then inside parentheses lowercase f and then inside a set of double quotes New Year is on, and then inside a set of curly braces you have month, and then inside another set of curly braces you have day, then this is going to output New Year is on January 1. So here inside the curly braces where you put month, it's going to take this variable for month and then input it here. And likewise, where you put day inside the curly braces is going to take this variable for day and input it into here. So it's going to format it like you indicated. Next, object references. So variables in Python refer to objects. So several variables can refer to the same object. So here's an example. If you have greet is equal to the string greet, and you set the variable hello equal to greet, now hello refers to the same object as greet. They're both pointing to the same location in memory. Next, identity. So identity is an integer associated with an object for the memory location at which the object is stored. Next, type. This refers to possible values and operations that can be performed on an object. Next, value. This is the current state of the object. Next up, we have lists. So a list is used to store a collection of objects and created using square brackets. So here's an example. If you have my list is equal to and then a set of square brackets, that's going to create an empty list. This next line over here also creates an empty list. And then this third line over here is going to create a list of integers. So you're inputting the values as you're creating them. So 150 and 4. Next, this fourth line over here is going to contain a list made up of a string, an int, and a float. So lists can contain integers, floats, strings, objects, or any other class or a combination of different data types. Next up, we have indexes. So an index refers to how elements in a list are numbered from 0 to the length of the list minus 1. So here's an example. If a list has 10 elements, valid indexes are from 0 to 9. So accessing elements can be done by putting the index inside square brackets. So here's an example. If you have a list called months and it contains the strings Jan, Feb, and Mar as elements, and then you're creating a variable called first, and that is equal to the element in months at index 0, then first is going to now store the string Jan. So when you type print first, that's going to output Jan. Next, negative indexes can also exist. So the last element in a list has an index of -1, and the second to last element has an index of -2, and so on. Therefore here, the negative indexes would be -1, -2, and -3. So if you create a variable called third, and you assign it to the element at index -1, third is now going to store Mar. Next, the function len can be used to find the length of a list. So here's an example. If you have num is equal to len, and then inside the parentheses you're putting months, and print num, that's going to output 3, because the list months contains 3 elements, 1, 2, 3. Next, we have tuples. So a tuple is a collection of values separated by commas and can consist of elements of different data types. So here's an example. My tuple is equal to, and then 75, 34, and 63. Of course, they could be different data types, but I just chose to all include int, so just remember that. Next, similar to lists, elements in a tuple can be accessed with index values from 0 to the length of the tuple minus 1 inside square brackets. So here's an example. If you have print and then my tuple, and then inside the square brackets you're putting 2, well, the indexes go 0, 1, 2. So this is going to output 63. So both lists and tuples can have duplicate values. But the difference is that tuples are immutable. So this means they cannot be changed after being created. They cannot change size. Whereas lists are mutable. They can be changed after being created. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to remember to watch part 4 next.